Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Crown, and today I'm going to read you some very interesting stories that I hope that you're gonna love. And now, without further ado, let's go! This story happened 2 days ago. I live in New York and the latest winter storm was just about to hit. I'm a 25-year-old female wearing a big poofy rig coat and a black hat with a giant puffball on top, leggings and boots. I'm 2'2", 150 pounds, and I look like the cuddly teddy bear that I am. Every day I walk to work as 1, our car isn't in working condition, and 2, it only takes a half hour to walk there. Plus I had weight loss surgery a year and a half ago, so walking helps me get some exercise. I was on my way to work just as it started to snow, and I decided to stop by the Burger King that was on the way. I put my mask on and entered the building to get in line. When I walked in, an older lady was having her order taken, and an older man was standing near the line. We will call him Chad. I asked Chad if he was on a line, and he said yes. A few moments later, a man older than him came out of the bathroom and joined him. We will call him Kevin. Kevin asks, "Did you order yet?" Chad answers, "No, not yet, still on a line." "Seriously? Can't these people go any faster? I just want my burger." I'm standing there scrolling on my phone as I wait for the line to move and internally rolling my eyes. The woman finishes having her order taken and Chad and Kevin move up. "I want a burger. Just a plain burger, that's it." "Okay, sir. That'll be this much," the cashier says. "No, wait. He wants a coffee." He points to Chad. Chad answers, "Medium. 3 cream and 3 sugar." "Yeah, please hurry." Chad pays for the order and I step up and place my order. "I'd like 2 spicy chicken juniors with onion and tomato, please." I pay for my order and stand to wait for it. Now the time is about 11:30 a.m. Lunch rush is in full swing again, as I don't have to be at work until noon. I don't mind waiting a few minutes. About 2 minutes pass, and Kevin says, "Can't these R words move any faster? I just want a burger." "Hey, can I get my food, please?" Chad says, "I just want my coffee." They can't even give me that. The staff ignore them and go about their business getting food out as fast as they can. The woman in front of us gets her food and politely leaves. The cashier places a small to-go bag on the counter, and the cashier says, "1 bacon cheeseburger." I look around, wondering who ordered the bacon cheeseburger. Kevin and Chad are busy talking amongst themselves about how slow and useless the staff are. A moment passes, and Kevin asks, "Where is my burger?" Cashier says, "I apologize, sir. It's right here." She holds up the bag with the bacon burger. "That's a bacon cheeseburger. I didn't order any bacon cheeseburgers. I asked for a plain burger. Give me my burger now." "I'm so sorry for the mix-up, sir. I'll get it for you right away." They need to stop hiring those R words. At this point, I've had enough. I'm not okay with people being attacked unless they truly deserve it. And these employees certainly didn't deserve it. I turn to Kevin and say, "You need to lower your voice and speak to them with a bit more respect." "Excuse me? Have you ever worked fast food?" "No." "Then shut your mouth and wait for your food." I am overheating in my coat, trying to breathe in this stuffy mask, and I'm risking being late for work, yet you don't hear me complaining. These people are exhausted, they are overworked, and they are hot and ache all over, and they are underpaid on top of it. You came here in the middle of the lunch rush. Did you not see the long line of cars outside when you came in? These employees are moving as fast as they can. Unless you can look me in the eye and tell me you know exactly what they are going through, you need to shut up and learn some manners. You're what, 150 years old? That's plenty of time to learn at least the most basic manners. With that, I thanked the cashier, took my food, and left. I didn't look back to see the look on Kevin or Chad's faces. I am not good with confrontation, and I was shaken from what I'd just done. But I was very proud of myself. I've never worked in fast food. I'd worked in grocery stores for 11 years before I started to pursue my current career in teaching, but my best friend works in a fast food restaurant And I can tell you that they most certainly are overworked and underpaid, and customers like Kevin and corporate make them feel like nothing. Background. About 20 years ago, I worked for a company that made software for banks and credit unions. Two smaller regional banks merged and we were called in to upgrade all the branches for the same version of software and to point the network to the new consolidated bank. This happens after hours so as to not interfere with day-to-day operations. The process started with a meeting to go over the plan for the branch, so the bank staff, some of whom will be helping with the process because my team doesn't have complete access to the bank system. This is a small bank. There's 4 offices, a conference room, a space for like 5 tellers up front. It turned out it was payday for some large employer or something like that. But just as I started my meeting with the branch manager, the 2 staff from my company and the 2 bank employees who will be opening the bank the following day, the bank started to get really busy. The meeting lasts about 30 minutes and all the while the line and waiting area is filling up, so I rush through the details for the bank manager and release him. Then the 2 opening staff. I leave the details for my team for last. My team knew the process, they just needed to know what computers to start on first. Anyway, I dismissed the bank staff and they went to help the rush up front, and I continued my meeting with my team. Then sent them out to get some food since it looks like the bank might not close on time anyway. I head over to the bank manager's office and immediately a woman ducks under the rope line and makes straight line for the office and tries to follow me inside. I didn't see her step out of line, so I at first thought maybe she was a bank employee. As soon as I turned around, she said something like, "It's about time. I've been waiting for half an hour." This was nonsense because we started the meeting at 4:30 and it wasn't even 5 yet. I tried to tell her that she was mistaken. I didn't work at the bank. But she cut me off, not even paying attention to what I was saying. She plopped herself down in one of the chairs and said, "I need to make a withdrawal." I replied, "Sorry, I can't help you with that. You'll need to wait in line." "No, I've already waited for an hour. I know you can do it. You've done it before." She slaps her ID and bank card on a desk and says, "Just open the drawer and give me $2,000. I can't. I don't work. I couldn't even finish explaining that I don't work here. Nonsense. You've done it before. Give me $2,000. I can't. That's it. At this point, she raised her voice and is now standing. I assumed she was going to leave and I went to open the door, but she pushed me back and yelled, "I am not leaving this office until you give me $2,000. She then picked up a screwdriver out of the toolkit sitting on a desk and started prying at the desk drawer. I push her back and she swings at me with a screwdriver. I step back but she scratches my arm, tearing my shirt, and goes back to prying at the drawer. I've had it at this point. I'm thinking she's nuts and I need to do something. I look out the office and it looks like everyone is busy and think maybe they didn't notice her yelling. It looks like she's not making any progress on the desk. It's too sturdy. I try a calmer approach and try to get her attention. She stops for a moment and looks at me like she forgot I was there. "Are you going to get me my money or what?" She snapped. "I'm not an employee of the bank." "Nonsense! You were just in a meeting with the other employees." "Yes, but..." "Then give me my money or get out of my way." She interrupted before pushing me again. I finally had it. I looked out of the window and it seemed like all the bank employees were calm and quiet. I thought I'll be damned if I'm just going to stand here and watch her rob the bank. She was a big woman, but I played hockey against bigger people, so even if she had a few pounds on me, I was pretty sure I could at least slow her down. I took a step back, brought my shoulder down, then with a step and a short lunge, I checked her into the brick wall behind her. She smacked her head on the wall and gave a short thwomp as I knocked the wind out of her, and then she collapsed to the floor unconscious. I watched her suspiciously for a moment, thinking that was easier than I thought. Why didn't I do that earlier? Then I thought maybe I hurt her, so I knelt down to check on her, and she was breathing. I shouldn't move her. The screwdriver flew across the office, so I just stepped over her and walked out into the bank. By that time I heard sirens, lots of them. A short while later, some police came into the bank. Having just assaulted a woman, leaving her unconscious, I put my hands up. The police walked over, looked at me, then walked into the office. I turned around and the bank staff were pointing at the office where I just left. Evidently, they triggered a silent alarm as soon as she yelled at me to give her money. They moved the other customers to the conference room and they were following protocols to comply and not interfere. The end result was she woke up to being handcuffed and she was seen by an EMT briefly before getting arrested for armed robbery, kidnapping, and assault. The screwdriver from the toolkit was taken as evidence, and we teased my tech for the next few years. You get your screwdriver back yet? She came in for $2,000 and left with $510. She spent 4 years in prison, and me as an assault victim in that state, they notified me when she got out. I have been browsing this subreddit for a few days now and decided to give my fair share of entitlement. I am 14 years old and live in the Netherlands. My father is Dutch and my mom is Vietnamese. I have been playing guitar for over 5 years and really enjoy doing it. My dad listened to a lot of Dream Theater and grew up with that. I play a lot of progressive metal. This happened last year before COVID came. I was almost 14. We had this talent show in the second grade of middle school and I decided to join. I played The Endless Knot by Haken. A great song, was a little improvised solo in the silent piano part near the end. There were no real words, but it was mostly for enjoyment. There were like 10 other participants. 6 of them were girls that sang. 1 group that danced, 2 comedians and 1 other guitarist. And I ended up winning. I was really happy and the other participants were really nice. I personally found 1 comedian hilarious that had some good jokes. There were a lot of parents that gave me a standing ovation and it was one of the best moments of my life. My parents weren't there because of work, but one of the girls that sang was crying that she didn't win, and her mom, the entitled mom, came to comfort her. I didn't get a reward and the talent show was just for entertainment and fun, but this entitled mother was so mad that her daughter didn't win. She went to the jury and said that I faked my guitar playing, although I practiced a lot for it. I got on a stage and she followed me. She started accusing me of faking in front of everyone. First I thought she knew the song and that it's being played on a 7-string guitar. I used an Epiphone Les Paul with single coils and 6 strings. I played the lower part just 1 octave higher and it sounded fine. But she never said anything about that. She also said that a guitar could never make such sounds. And I explained that it was plugged into an amplifier with my self-made pedal board. After that came this ridiculous conversation. It went like this, roughly translated from Dutch. How dare you make my daughter cry with that faking of yours? Ma'am, I didn't fake my playing. But a kid like you could never play something like that. There is no explanation, you're faking. Obviously, she didn't have any real arguments. Why would I participate in a talent show without an award and fake something? After that, she went a little quiet. Then prove that you're not faking it. I played a few ladders on high speed and the solo of the song was out backing track. At this point, the audience was agreeing with me and they told the woman to please leave the stage. After that, she got in the whole Satanism thing. I was wearing a Tool shirt with a kinda graphic back. She yells at me, "Because you're a Satanist." What? Yeah, I saw that shirt. It's pure satanic. It's a brand shirt. They aren't even satanic. I don't believe it. You're gonna manipulate us all with that devilish music of yours. I am not manipulating anyone. I'm just doing this for fun. Get lost, you jerk. She used the racist Asian slur. I don't want to translate, not jerk. Go back to your devilish life. I'm getting really pissed at this point. I am not a Satanist. And also don't call me that racist Asian slur. And she says it again. The jury asked her to please leave the stage. The daughter tried to stop her mother, but the entitled mother kept going. The daughter was really embarrassed and she ran away. The entitled mother looked at me and said, "Look what you've done." She approached and tried to punch me, but I just pushed her away and people began to drag her away. While she was dragged, she was screaming racist Asian slurs. She was banned from the school and never heard of her again. The daughter eventually confronted me at school and apologized. I accepted the apology and we became friends. Went a few times to her house but never saw her mom. Never asked what happened cause I didn't want to think about her anymore. I was at an amusement park earlier this year. A brand new ride had just opened, so of course there was a huge line for it. I had taken my girlfriend that day and bought us fast passes to skip the lines. Fast passes cost nearly 3 times as much as a regular pass there. It was around noon on a hot day, and my girlfriend and I headed over to the new ride. We circled it and weren't able to see any fast pass lines. But we both wanted to go on a new attraction, so we just got into the regular line. The sign said we were about 45 minutes from the front. Immediately behind us was a large lady with her son who was about 10. My girlfriend then spotted some people entering a different queue wearing purple wristbands, fast passes. So we go past the boy and his mom, exit the line and enter the new line. Since it had just opened, I guess they haven't made an official sign for it yet. But there was a little gate with a paper taped onto it that read Fast Pass and Wheelchairs. We go through and there is about 20 people in front of us now. After about a minute, we see the entitled mother and the entitled kid behind us again. I didn't make much of it, they probably hadn't seen the entrance just as we had. My girlfriend whispers in my ear, "They don't have fast passes." I look at their wrists, and she's right. The wristbands are green, the regular ones. She asks me if maybe we should say something so they don't waste their time. Poor kid, I think to myself, he probably wants to get on a ride as fast as possible. They are just gonna send him back when they reach the front. So I tap on the entitled mother's shoulder. This is paraphrasing, by the way. This was all really in Spanish. "Excuse me, this line is for purple wristbands only. They won't let you go through here. You can go back and..." "They'll let me through. They always do," she exclaims. My girlfriend and I look at each other like, what's wrong with her? "Okay, sorry," I replied. After 3 minutes go by and I guess we have been distracted for a little bit because I see there is about a 5-foot gap in the line in front of us, so we turn to move forward. And the entitled mother shoves past us, her son right behind her. I open my mouth and say something but decide against it. They are not gonna get on the ride anyway, so there is really no point. They are really strict about the wristbands. We finally reached the front of the line, and the ride operator asked to see the entitled kid and mom's wristbands. They were clearly trying to hide them by keeping their hands behind their backs. The entitled mother quickly shows her wristbands and runs past her and immediately starts getting on a ride. Her son does the exact same thing. The ride operator tells her that this is a fast pass line and that she has to go back to the end of the regular line. "Okay, next time I will. I didn't know." The entitled mother responds, "No, you're going to go. Exit the ride and go to the back of the line." She lowers her son's harness and then herself. "I already lowered the harness. I'll use a normal line next time, promise." The ride operator turns around and lets me and my girlfriend through. There weren't any seats available on the ride anymore, so I knew they were gonna get kicked off. The ride operator walks to her station on the other side of the platform, presses a button on the console, and all the harness goes up. She walks towards us again and gives the entitled mother a dirty look. The entitled mother looks pissed, like a demon from a horror movie pissed. She violently gets up and out of the platform, cursing the operator out, with her son right behind her. Once off the ride, the entitled kid looks back and spits on a seat. The ride operator went and got some Lysol wipes and cleaned the seat. My girlfriend and I sit on a ride and lower the harnesses. The ride operator leans in to make sure they are tight. They are really pissed. I jokingly tell the ride operator, they will be when they find out he isn't tall enough.